According to the World Health Organization, 1.13 billion people worldwide are living with high blood pressure, and of those, only 20% have the problem under control. In America, out of those victims that have a heart attack for the first time, 70% have high blood pressure. It's said to be one of the major causes of premature deaths worldwide and a huge risk factor for heart disease. It's known as the silent killer, as often there's no warning signs that your blood pressure may be elevated. Therefore, it's critical to do everything you can to prevent this condition. That's why in this video we're going to uncover the 7 surprising ways you could be sending your blood pressure soaring. We'll give you the know-how on how to avoid these things too. We'll also reveal how the type of fish you're eating could be contributing to hypertension. Before you get the inside scoop on preventing elevated blood pressure, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Heart Disease Code. We've got amazing new content each week. Also, stick around because later in this video we'll show you how to receive 2 free gifts on us. Number 7. Environmental toxins. Environmental toxin exposure can play a significant role in inducing hypertension. These can range from cigarette smoke to mercury fillings, or can be from pollution and chemicals that we come across in our everyday lives. A 2008 review noted that population studies demonstrated a link between lead exposure and the development of hypertension. A 2011 review published in the Clinical Journal of Hypertension also noted that European mercury miners had a 46% greater incidence of hypertension versus their age-matched control. It's important to note that these toxins can trigger inflammation and a stress response that damages the linings of our blood vessels, which can go on to cause elevated blood pressure. The same effect is true for many toxins that enter our body. Thus, due care must be taken to keep clear of toxins, and there are many steps we can do to limit our exposure, so don't feel defeated. Firstly, staying away from cigarette smoke is a great start. Also check which chemicals are in your cleaning, household, personal, or skincare products. There are many natural alternatives that do a great job that won't damage your health. Another point to note is that your hobbies may be increasing your exposure. For example, ones such as painting, pottery, or soldering. Also, due to the hypertensive effect mercury can cause, some experts recommend removing mercury fillings. But please note, this must be done under strict supervision. You'll need to follow a dietary and supplemental program that will allow your body to detox appropriately. When it comes to toxins, you also need to be aware that certain fish can have high levels of mercury. These high levels are normally found in larger fish, such as shark, swordfish, king mackerel, and tuna. Staying away from or limiting these types of fish is recommended by many health experts. On the subject of toxins, this brings us to number 6, drugs. And I'm not referring to cocaine or party pills. Prescription drugs can also have a negative effect on your blood pressure, as they can contain toxins that mess with your blood chemistry. Some of the worst offenders when it comes to raising blood pressure are appetite suppressants, corticosteroids such as cortisone, steroids, cyclosporin, which suppresses the immune system, along with oral contraceptives, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. These both increase sodium and water retention whilst inducing vasoconstriction. In other words, this narrows the blood vessels, which of course raises blood pressure. If you're using prescription medications that have a hypertensive side effect, be sure to work with your healthcare professional to try and come off them or discuss alternatives. But if you're using recreational drugs or even appetite suppressants, then it's best to remove these immediately. Next up, number 5, alcohol. Having a few drinks in the evening with friends can admittedly feel relaxing. But when excessive drinking, it can vasoconstrict our blood vessels. This means they don't relax normally. They become smaller, so it's harder for our heart to pump the blood around the body. Regular alcohol consumption can progressively increase both systolic, the top number, and diastolic, the bottom number of a blood pressure reading. According to a 2017 meta-analysis, reducing alcohol intake for heavy drinkers can lower their top number in a blood pressure reading by 5.5 milligrams of mercury, and the bottom number by about 4 milligrams of mercury. Many cardiologists recommend eliminating alcohol completely when getting blood pressure under control, although moderate drinking doesn't appear to have as much negative effect on hypertension. The fact that excessive drinking can lead to weight gain is another reason that reducing alcohol intake can be beneficial. More on this in a second. If you can't get enough of these tips for lowering blood pressure and improving your heart health, then why not download our free book, The Surprising Truth About Fat and Cholesterol. And if you'd really like to understand the full picture for fighting and preventing heart disease, check out episode 1 of the Untold Story of Heart Disease documentary series. Both gifts are free and waiting for you now. Just click the link in the description below. Number 4, obesity. When we carry excess weight, this causes the heart to work harder. This can raise our blood pressure too. In a 2015 article published by John Hall from the Mississippi Center for Obesity Research and Cardiovascular Renal Research Center, reports that excess weight, especially around the abdomen, accounts for 65 to 75% of primary hypertension. People who are overweight are at higher risk of getting sleep apnea too, a disorder where breathing repeatedly stops and starts throughout sleeping periods. This disorder can also cause blood pressure to rise. Now, this can be a challenging topic for many, but learning to eat the right foods that nourish your body rather than deplete it can go a long way to helping you get into shape and getting your blood pressure in a healthy range. Removing processed foods from your diet and avoiding excess alcohol can certainly aid in the process of becoming lean and decrease your risk of elevated blood pressure. Number 3, sedentary lifestyle. With much evidence determining that hypertension is linked to a sedentary lifestyle, it's interesting to note that studies point towards exercise being a great way to lower blood pressure. For example, a 2012 study published in Hypertension Journal concluded that physical exercise is able to decrease blood pressure. This was found even in subjects who weren't responding to medications. Why is this true? Well, exercising makes your heart stronger, and a stronger heart means it can pump blood around your body with greater ease. If your heart works less to pump, this means there's less force on the arteries, which can lead to a healthier blood pressure. So be sure to move your body daily and make it something fun, whether it be a walk with a friend, a game of tennis, or Pilates class. Getting up and active can be hugely beneficial for our physical and mental health. However, if you are new to exercise, it's important to consult with your physician before doing any strenuous exercise. Number 2, sleep. The connection between sleep and health cannot be overstated. This is especially true when it comes to the health of our heart and blood vessels. Lack of sleep can mean our heart has to work harder and our body cannot do the repair it needs to keep us healthy. A 2013 article found that poorer sleep patterns in middle-aged nurses increased the risk of hypertension. A 2015 study took 200 plus people with chronic insomnia, defined as insomnia that lasts more than 6 months, and around 100 normal sleepers. They all underwent daytime nap tests. They measured how quickly a person falls asleep in a quiet environment in the day. Those with chronic insomnia who took more than 14 minutes to fall asleep during the nap studies had 3 times the risk of elevated blood pressure compared with normal sleepers. As I'm sure you can see, getting good quality sleep is critical for avoiding hypertension. So what are the best ways that we can do this? Well, here are a few examples. Limiting caffeine, or steering clear of caffeine after lunch. Avoid blue light from devices in the evening. Either download an app on your device that lowers blue light or buy blue light blocking glasses. Create sleep and wake cycles that are in tune with sunrise and sunset. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. And of course, losing weight. As we've already mentioned, obese people are more prone to sleep apnea, which can also cause hypertension. However, trouble sleeping can also be linked in with our number one way you could be sending your blood pressure soaring. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Heart Disease Code. Also, be sure to grab both of your 2 free gifts: Truth About Fat and Cholesterol and Episode 1 of The Untold Story of Heart Disease by clicking the link in the description below. Number 1. Stress. It seems that in our fast-paced societies, the majority of people are suffering with some sort of stress-related condition. Of course, one of these is elevated blood pressure. Feeling stressed can make it harder to sleep, which can cause hypertension, but there's also another mechanism at play. So let's look at what's happening when we're stressed. Firstly, our stress response is one of survival. Imagine running away from a hungry lion. Your body needs an increase in blood to your leg muscles to enable you to run as fast as you possibly can. At the same time, your body sends stress hormones, adrenaline and cortisol, into the bloodstream. These hormones create a short-term rise in blood pressure, resulting in your heart beating faster and blood vessels narrowing. But once safely out of reach of the hungry lion, stress hormones decrease and your heart rate slows again. Blood vessels relax and blood pressure goes back to normal. But let's say you're under huge amounts of stress daily. You're trying to cover your monthly bills, juggling work responsibilities, family life, and on top of that, you're worried about your health. This may lead to a state of chronic stress. It can cause your body to stay in a highly charged state longer than natural. So what happens? Your body keeps making those stress hormones. Your heart beats faster, your blood vessels narrow, and you guessed it, your blood pressure rises. Further to this, the tools many people use to de-stress may be the very things that trigger hypertension. A stressful day in the office and you decide to grab a takeaway for dinner. Sorting out family disagreements and you might light a cigarette. Finding it hard to switch off in the evening, you could pour yourself a stiff drink. As you can see, this can create the perfect storm, which is why de-stressing our lives is the number one way we believe can decrease hypertension. Now for the great news. Putting in place coping strategies for stress in our lives can have profound effects on reducing the risk of hypertension. Here are a few examples. Go for a walk in nature when feeling stressed. Take time each evening to enjoy a healthy meal at a slow pace. Have a bath by candlelight. And of course, prayer and meditation. But by far my favorite way to reduce stress is through laughter. The benefits of this was confirmed by researcher Lee Berg from Loma Linda University in California. He took a group of patients who had all suffered a cardiac event. He split the group in half and all received the same rehabilitation, except one group watched a humorous video or sitcom of their choice each day. After the year-long study, the group watching the sitcom had significantly lower blood pressure and stress hormone levels. So if you struggle to unwind each day, why not carve out time to listen to or watch some comedy and laugh your way to better health? So there you have 7 surprising ways you could be sending your blood pressure soaring. Make sure to stay tuned to Heart Disease Code to discover more wonderful nutrition and wellness insights. And once again, don't leave without grabbing both of your 2 free gifts. Just click the link below. Thanks for watching and have a heart-healthy day.